your southern border, okay, and asylum policy and refugee status and all of this that's going on. From an outsider's perspective, it does appear that Joe Biden has been incredibly weak on this.
Well, it's actually, according to Robert, QAnon and 4chan that on the first day of the Biden administration got together and actually undid pretty much everything President Trump had done to get illegal immigration down to about as close to a crawl as we've seen in the past 20 years, undoing something called the Migrant Protection Protocols, or the Remain in Mexico policy that would not allow asylum seekers to simply live in this country illegally while they're waiting for their rather obviously bogus asylum claims to be processed. I say bogus because under American law, if you cross through a country on your way to the United States, as many of these Central and South Americans and people now coming in from Africa and even China are doing by crossing through Mexico, you don't get asylum. You have to claim asylum in that country. We don't allow it. Biden administration has totally changed the rules. On his watch, an estimated 6.2 million people have come into this country in just 3 years and are living here illegally. Okay. If you were to put all 6.2 million people into a state, they would be the 17th or 18th most populous state out of 50 in this country. Okay. President Biden has the tools to do this. It is an absolute canard to say that he needs a bill from the Republican Congress. He undid everything Trump did with executive orders. He can redo them through executive orders and shut down the border almost completely. He simply refuses to do so.
Robert, Joe Biden simply refusing to shut down the border.
It's nonsense. Look, we've gone through this before. There was the McCain-Kennedy compromise in 2005. Republicans walked away from on immigration. There was the Schumer compromise in 2013. Republicans walked away from. You had the Obama compromise in 2015. Republicans walked away from. You had the Durbin-Rubio in 2018. President Trump's famous S-hole countries comment. Republicans walked away from that. You had the Democratic Reconciliation Bill in 2021. Republicans opposed that and did not get a single Republican vote in the Senate. And now we have the Langford bill right now, which will provide $14 billion for the southern border, and Republicans won't even bring it up for a vote because President Trump told them we don't want to give President Biden a win going into the general election. At the end of the day, Republicans for the last 20 plus years have not wanted to do a damn thing on immigration. And this idea that simply by executive order you can say to remain in Mexico, that does nothing for the dreamers who are still here in the United States where we not have a long-term solution for that. It does nothing about the backlog of asylum claims that have to be heard by international law. We need hundreds of more additional lawyers and immigration judges to hear these asylum claims to make permanent determinations on those. That has to be funded by the Congress. It does nothing about the deportation actions would need to take place for people who are in this country illegally that we would be able to take out of the country if you actually funded it. It also does nothing about fighting MS-13 and the cartels that are bringing fentanyl into this country. But Republicans have no interest in that either because they want to make sure Trump stays in power more than they care about defending the southern border.